The preterite tense in Spanish. The preterite is a form of the past tense. The first question we should ask is, when do we use the preterite tense? We use the preterite tense to describe completed actions in the past. Actions that have a definite start and ending point. For example, last week I played football, last year I went on holiday, or last month I read a book. So how do we form the preterite tense? We perform the same 3 steps that you would have seen in the present tense video. So number 1, take the infinitive, which ends in AR, ER or IR. Number 2, take out your saw and saw off the ending, so AR, ER or IR, and replace that with the correct ending depending on the person who performs the action. So for AR verbs, I will use hablar as the example as always. So we perform our 3 steps. We take the verb, remove the AR, and replace with the following endings. So for yo, I, it's e. For tú, it's haste. For él o ella, it's o. For nosotros, hamos, vosotros, hasteis. And for ellos o ellas, it's haron. I recommend pausing the video and making a note of these endings for AR verbs in the preterite tense. So hablar in the preterite tense would be yo hablé, tú hablaste, él o ella habló, nosotros hablamos, vosotros hablasteis, and ellos o ellas hablaron. So for ER and IR verbs, it's the same principle but with a different set of endings. So we take the infinitive ending in ER or IR, we saw off the ending, so the ER or IR part, and we replace it with the correct endings. And fortunately for us, ER and IR verbs share the same set of endings in this tense. So those endings are I, iste, io, imos, isteis, ieron. And some of you may have noticed there are some patterns that mirror themselves both in AR endings and the ER and IR endings. So I've taken the verb comer, I've sawn off the ending to leave com, and it goes comí, comiste, comió, comimos, comisteis, comieron. And it's exactly the same for vivir. Saw it off, so it's bib, and then it's viví, viviste, vivió, vivimos, vivisteis, vivieron. The most effective way of learning these is practice. So in the link in the description is a brilliant website to help you practice these regular endings. But for now, let's move on to the irregular endings. Unfortunately, the preterite tense has a lot of irregular verbs, and therefore, in my opinion, it's the toughest tense in Spanish. Here are some important preterite verbs to know by heart. So firstly, we've got ir and ser. Now the chances are these verbs were used to help introduce the preterite tense to you. So this goes fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fuisteis, fueron. So even though they're 2 different verbs that mean 2 different things, they have the same set of endings in that tense, which can be confusing, but hopefully using context you'll know which one is which. The next verb is hacer, which is to do or to make, and that goes hice, hiciste, hizo, hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron. And then we have tener, which is to have, and that goes tuve, tuviste, tuvo, tuvimos, tuvisteis, tuvieron. And finally, estar, which goes estuve, estuviste, estuvo, estuvimos, estuvisteis, estuvieron. Here's a table with all of those verbs together, and as you can see, there are a number of patterns that exist even though these ones are irregular, so hopefully it won't be too difficult to learn these off by heart. And that, in about 4 minutes, is the preterite tense. This is a tough tense, and it's really important, especially for GCSE candidates, because this can be make or break. So it is tough, and it does require practice, practice, practice. So please practice as much as you can. There are links in the description to both quizzes on the irregular and the regular preterite tense. So good luck, and thanks for watching.